Hello everyone, my name is James Folino and I'd just like to bring you another edition of the Gold Coast property auction and sales results. This week we'll be covering the week of Monday the 1st of November up until the 7th of November. Like we do every week, we'll go through some of the clearance rates and then we'll also go through some lower price properties and then some properties on the Gold Coast in the higher price range. So let's, like we do every week, let's share this screen and let's have a look at these auction results. Okay, so let's just, if we have a look at the screen here, as you can see, our main concern is the Queensland market, and it is still very strong. Just recently, there's been some media reporting that maybe the steam's coming out of the market, but when you keep looking at these clearance rates across the board throughout Australia, you can see that there's never been a time that there has been so many, such a clearance rate for all states. So Victoria was the one that was lagging a little bit this week, but that could also be just because of the sheer volume of auctions, that being nearly 800 auctions. But we're worried about Queensland's results, so let's click into it. As we see here on the right side of the screen, there was 401 scheduled auctions in Queensland. Of that, we've got results for 170. 146 was sold at auction, with 7 being sold prior to, giving Queensland a clearance rate of about 90%. When we also need to take into account that lower figure there being the private sales, and Queensland does have a lot of private sales. So in total, Queensland had over 1,850 sales. If we come back and have a look at it, you can see that New South Wales was up above 2,600 properties being sold. Victoria was around that 2,200 mark, and Queensland very much in third place there with about 1,850 properties. So let's go into it. Let's have a look here, and we're going to go to the first one, and this was at 2/59 Lexington Drive in Warrengarry. This was built in 2012. It was on 546 square metres. This is a double-storey brick veneer home. As you can see, there's the block of land there. So it does have dual street access. This home was 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom with double garage. So it had solar. It was really lovely, substantial home. And this home here sold for a great price, $755,000. Next one we're going to look at is in Upper Coomera. We've got this home here, this single level. This was built in 2000. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath with double garage. It's got solar. It's approximately 25 minutes to Surfers Paradise. The address here was 36 Rose Street in Upper Coomera. It was on 600 square metre block, and this one here sold for $708,000. We're going to stay around that area, and we're going to go to a suburb called Pimpama. We've got this home here, a slightly smaller size block, being 400 square metres. We've got a lovely brick and tile home. This home here, again, being 4-bed, 2-bath, double garage. It's got aircon. Again, relatively new home, ready to move into. And this one here was at 9 Meeker Crescent. And this one here, as you can see, there's the floor plan. This one here sold for $560,000. So really good for first home buyers. We're going to move along and we're going to go to Tambourine Mountain. And this one we've got here at 90 Wongawallan Road. This was 1,000 square metres of land. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car accommodation home. As you can see, it's been really well maintained and updated on the inside. It's really got that rainforest feel. It's got an 8-person spa in the rear. Bathroom has been done as well. It's in a lovely area called Eagle Heights. And this home here sold $746,000. We're going to move a little bit inland now, back out towards the coast. And we've got this home here in Arundel. This was at 9 Oxbridge Chase. It was on a smaller size block. It was in a lovely cul-de-sac, so a nice little court. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car home. As you can see, brick veneer rendered. Again, something ready to move into. And this one here in Arundel sold for $600,000. The next one we're going to look at, and probably what I feel was one of the buys of the week, or there was a couple here. The next 2 properties that I'll be showing you are located in Parkwood. Parkwood, again, is just out the back of Southport. So it's a really good area, a lot of newer style homes. This one here was at 12 Crampton Court in Parkwood. This was a 4-bed, 2-bath home. This one here was brick and tile, had a swimming pool, double garage, had solar, had water tanks. And this home here, the main part about this home was very original condition, but this was on 1,156 square meters. So double block, huge block of land, over 1/4 of an acre. And this home here, 750,000. So really good buying there. The next one I'd like to show you as well is another one in Arundel. This was at 9 Rushworth Court, Arundel. Again, it's another 4-bed, 2-bath with accommodation for 4 cars. Very original home, but again, very strong bones. As you can see, plenty of room, brick and tile, really good home. And again, another large block of land. This home was on 1,167 square meters, and this one here sold 750,000. So anyone wanting that land component, a really good buying under that 750 mark with a big block of land and a lovely house to go. We're going to move along. Last one that we're going to talk about in that below 750 category is this one. This was at 5 Martina Street in Bigara Waters. It was a 3-bed, 1-bath home. This home here was an RD3 zone, so potentially this home in the future may be knocked down to be for a developer to put 2 duplexes on it. Otherwise, again, good home ready to move into, 4 streets from the Broadwater. And this one here, 506 square meter block, and this one in Bigara Waters sold 765,000. We're going to move along to some higher priced properties. We're going to look at this one first. This was at 11 Ellangana Street in Hope Island, 647 square meters of land with a swimming pool, dual live-in. And this home here, again, really lovely home, really substantial home, and this one here sold 930,000. So for Hope Island, that's a pretty good buying, especially the fact that you may be able to derive a second income from it. We're going to move along. We're going to go to this home here. This was in Pacific Pines. This was at 1 Macno Street in Pac Pines. It was a 5-bed, 2-bath with accommodation for 4 cars. It was on a corner. It had a swimming pool. It's got a little recording studio downstairs. It was a 24 square home on the inside. And this home here in Pac Pines sold 831,000. We're going to move along now to Runaway Bay. So we've got a coastal suburb now, and we're going to look at this waterfront home with a pontoon. This had an 18.3 metre water frontage. This one was in a lovely waterfront estate, so all the homes around you were surrounded by water as well. This is 4-bed, 2-bath with accommodation for 4 cars. As you can see, very original on the inside, so it could do with a renovation or could be left in for now and lived in. This was on 668 square metres of land, and this one here at 16 Cockleshell Court, this sold 1.6 million. We're going to stay with the waterfronts. We're going to go to another suburb just a bit further north in Helensvale. We've got this home here. This was in the Monterey Kiers estate. This was at 41 Leanne Crescent in Helensvale. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car home. It's got a swimming pool, it's got a pontoon, and it's on the water. Single level. And this home here, waterfront, 645 square metres, 1.4, was it 1.4 or 1.49? 1.49 million. So under 1.5 waterfront, this is where it's at. So good buying for that. Next one we're going to look at is this one here. This is right on the border of Runaway Bay, but the suburb is listed as Kumbaba. This was at 143 Lay Drive. 649 metre corner block, 4-bed, 2-bath, accommodation for 4 cars, 45 square metres internally, and definitely could be dual living potential. As you can see, ready for someone, blank canvas or the big family to move into. This one here sold 1.1 million. We're going to move centre Gold Coast now. We've got this lovely home, this double-storey rendered home on the Isle of Capri. This was at 91 Amalfi Drive. This was a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car home, very much walking distance into Surfers Paradise. This one here has been renovated. It's a dry block, double-story home, really substantial home. This one here sold for $2 million, and it was sold about 7 years ago, and it sold for about $1.1 million. So these people have practically doubled their money in those 7 years. Okay, next one we're going to look at is this one here, 17 Kalae Street in Miami. This was a 4-bed, 3-bath, 5-car home. As you can see from that picture, you've got dual street access, which would definitely be advantageous for developers later down the track. For now, could be just left as a rental property. This one here sold at $1.8 million, and I think it was already set up for dual living. So getting a double rental return whilst you're getting your plans and permit to develop. We're going to move along. We're going to stay, well, just around the corner there in Broadbeach Waters. We've got this one here. This was one Costa Court, 544 square meters. As you can see, you do have a little bit of water access. It's not a full water frontage, but you do have a little bit of water access if you did want to utilize that. This was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car home, as in lovely alfresco area, updated on the inside. And this one here sold $1.445 million, so just under 1.5. We move a bit back further south, back to Miami. We've got this one here at 18 Kiers Road, Miami. Not many photos on this one. This was an off-market. It does have dual street access, 19-meter frontage, and was probably sold to developers. This one here in Miami sold $1.65 million. We're going to move to Burleigh Waters. We've got a waterfront home in Burleigh Waters. This was at 9 Seashells Court. This was on a large block of land, 892 square meters. You're on water. You've got a double garage and a pool. It's 4-bed, 2-bath with 2-car home, ready to move into. And this one here in the Burleigh Cove estate, this sold $1.76 million. We've got a couple more to go through just in the southern Gold Coast now. This is not a house. This was a townhouse. They don't really try to keep to land component because, as we know, it's land that's really increasing in value. This was at 58 Currumbin Chase in Currumbin. This was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car townhouse. This was over 3 levels, had a very low body corporate and was a new build, so wasn't too old. This one here, pool in the complex. So as you can see, that's what it looks like from the outside. This one here sold $880,000. We're going to move to Elanora, so a little bit inland. You've got this substantial home at 6 Bicton Court in Elanora. This was a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car home, already set up for dual living if you wanted to achieve a second income. Brick veneer, double story, as you can see, really well maintained, tile roof. You've got views onto the ocean. This one here, 890 square meters in Elanora, and this one here sold $1.5 million. Again, very big, substantial home, and really not too far to get into the water and to the beach. The last one that we're going to look at in the southern Gold Coast is this one here, and this leads us on into acreage properties. We've got this one in Currumbin Waters. This was at 8 Paralot Place in Currumbin Waters. This was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-car home. This was on 5,100 square meters of land, so just over an acre. Had been set up with a second kitchen, so again, could derive an Airbnb income on this one as well. As you can see from the picture there, there it is. Actually, sorry, I apologise. This only had the one kitchen. And this one here in Currumbin Waters sold $950,000. It's the next one that I think's got the dual living. Yeah, it is. It's this one here. So it's this one here. This was at 104 Tullabudgera Creek Road in Tullabudgera. This is 20 minutes from the airport, 28 minutes to surfers. This was on 4,000 square meters, had a swimming pool and a granny flat. As you can see, brick and tile rendered. It's got a nice floor on the inside. It's got solar, it's got water tanks, and it's got septic, updated kitchen, renovated bathrooms throughout. So again, something that someone could move into and derive an Airbnb income. This one here in Tullabudgera, this sold $1,052,152. Okay, So we're going to look at a few other properties just to finish off today. These ones are probably for the developers or investors. This is the first one. This one was at, let me get my bearings. This was at 1 and 280 Ridgeway Avenue in Southport. These were two duplexes, one being a 3-bed, one being a 4-bed. This is a brick and tile building. Again, the big factor here is the land size. This was on 1,187 square meters of land. Again, 2 incomes with the 2 duplexes, or live in one, rent the other. Both duplexes were set up as double story. And this one here sold, very good price, 1.2 million. Next one we're going to look at was this one. This was at 15 3rd Avenue in Palm Beach. From that aerial, you can see that you're only maybe 7 or 8 properties to the water. This was two bedroom duplexes. So each had a garage, single level, brick veneer, tile roof. And these 2 properties sold together for 1.4 million. Couple more to get through. We're going to look at this one. This was another great buy. This was at 28 Bath Street in Labrador. This was on 916 square meters of developable land. This had 8 properties on it, so 5 2-bedroom units with 3 1-bedroom units. As you can see, very close to the Broadwater, and you can see what is happening around you with a lot of these mid-rise towers going up. This was a brick block. It was returning 118,000 per annum. This sold 1.95 million. So this was giving a 6% net return. You know, we know that money's at about 2.5%. So whoever bought this as an investor, they've done very well. And yeah, very good buying on that one. And the last one that we're going to show you today is this one here. This was at 76 Ugaree Street in Southport. This was 3 brand new townhouses on 708 square meters of land. It was all on one title, so they weren't strata title. You could rent them out separately, but you would need to strata them if you did want to sell maybe 1 or 2 of them off and keep one. These were, I think, 9 years old. They were built 9 years ago. These were returning currently 80,000 per annum, and this one sold for 1.84 million. So they're the results for this week. I hope you've understanding the Gold Coast property market more and more every week. As you can see, the prices are definitely not slowing down at the moment, contrary to what media is suggesting. So look, if you need any assistance with your property hunting, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Until next week, good luck, and I'll speak to you then. Thank you.